Hello and welcome back to the channel. What if I told you you could buy a trail bike for less than the cost of a scooter? What if I also told you that it's made by a manufacturer that makes more motorbikes than Suzuki or Yamaha? So what is this bike? Well, it's a bike that's cheap and capable. At first glance, I think it's going to be the answer to a lot of people's questions, and that is a lightweight bike that'll do trail riding. And I have to be honest, when I first looked at this on the stand, I thought, yeah, this looks the business. So I got a little bit closer, and then I noticed the price. Now, I mentioned earlier about it being cheaper than a scooter. Well, it is. It's £2,700. Well, what do you get for that? Well, let's start with the engine. It's a 199cc power unit that produces 19 brake horsepower. Now, that's not going to rip your arms off, but it is going to be able to get you where you need to be. And let's face it, it's no enduro bike, but I don't think it's been built for that. It's been built for something that will get you off the beaten track and get you up exploring. Someone that wants to get into the TRF maybe, I think this would be ideal, or even if you just wanted to use it for commuting. And let's face it, it looks the part. Some of you may remember a motorbike called a Yamaha Suro. I think it was a 225 XT, and that was a very popular, very capable trail bike, and it was used quite a lot by people on the TRF, and I think they've got at least one at the Yamaha off-road training school. Obviously this isn't one of those, but the specifications are very similar, and it's not Japanese, granted, it's Indian. But you know, Hero, as I mentioned earlier, Hero are a well-established company, and they're producing over 5 million bikes a year, so they're doing something right. And yeah, I think these other manufacturers are certainly making themselves known on the UK market. A few things I want to show you on this bike. We've got Metzeler endurance tyres, and usually with budget bikes, you get a budget tyre. But they haven't scrimped and scraped here. They've used a top brand, and these are good, I would say a 60/40 tyre. So we've got an 18-inch on the rear, and as you would expect, a 21-inch on the front. So they've already thought about whether or not it's going to be able to go off the beaten track. Engine protection, we've got a proper skid plate. Now, my Vosges 300 Rally, I love it, it's absolutely brilliant, but it didn't come with a proper skid plate, but this one's already there. You've also got engine guards. The engine guards are, I don't know how strong they're going to be, but time will tell with that. I know there's been a few reports on the Vosges, them being a bit soft, but fortunately I haven't dropped mine yet. The other thing I want to mention is a kickstart. I haven't seen one of these since my Suzuki GP 100, so it's really good to see this. It's ideal for a backup. You know, if you've been going through lots of different trails, you've been stopping and starting, eventually you would expect there'll be a low capacity battery on something like this, and it won't take long for it to run out of charge. At least you've got that option to be able to start it. Likewise, if you go through some water and water gets in the air filter, at least you can pop the spark plug out, kick it over with the kickstart, and then get the water out. So that's another plus in my book, so thumbs up for that one. Ground clearance I was mentioning is 285mm. So the Vosges 300 is just under 300mm, and the same as the CRF 300. So again, they've thought about, how's it going to cope off-road. Let's have a look at the dash. So full colour LCD dash, really easy to read. It does look very similar actually to the Vosges in my opinion. Yeah, it's nice and simple. It's not going to be a full colour TFT, but for the price point, it's everything that you would expect. While we're up here, handguards. Again, I don't know how strong they're going to be. They're certainly not going to be the same as Bark Busters, but they are offering some kind of protection. We have LED headlights. Again, not all bikes are coming with that, so that's nice to see. It'll last a lot longer. We've also got LED indicators. A little optional extra, a little extra as well is hazards. Something you see more and more of these days. So I mentioned the price earlier, and I said it was less than that of a scooter. Well, I'll let you do the research, but have a look at this. £2,699 on the road. I would put the challenge to anyone to find anything of this sort of specification for that sort of price. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't know what this bike's going to be like when it's road tested. I don't know if it's going to last the test of time, whether or not it's going to fall apart after a number of months or weeks or years. But from everything I've seen on the internet, in India, these are very, very popular, and I think they've got it just right. But as I say, time will tell. And you, with the £2,699, you are getting 2 years warranty as well, so that's the peace of mind. And just on that, this is coming from MotoGB, and as a Vosges owner, I've had to get parts, and I know that there's been some issues with people saying, oh, you can't get certain parts. I get that, but in my experience, the getting parts has become more and more possible. So I think as time goes on, you will be able to get parts easier. But as I say, time will tell with that one. Okay, so I mentioned that I was going to show you the little brother of the XPULSE 200 Pro, and this is it. It's basically the same engine, and you get the same things on it that that you had on the larger model, i.e. the crash bars, the bash plate, the endurance tyres, but it's more accessible because the seat height is 825mm, so that makes it very accessible. If we bring you over to the dashboard, let's have a look at the full colour LCD dash with fuel gauge. Again, you can turn the ABS off and on. Let's have a look around this slightly smaller model. As I say, it's the same engine, but just a slightly lower seat. I believe it's the same suspension. As with the Pro, you've also got that kickstart, just in case you need it in an emergency. It's got rear foot pegs on both models, except I don't think this would be ideal for a pillion, in all fairness. So there you go, that's the XPULSE Pro 200, an excellent value, less than £2,700 on the road for the Pro version. I think it's good value for money. I hope to be able to get a test ride on one of these soon. If I do, I'll definitely make a video. Let me know in the comments if it's something that you're considering buying. If you've got any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you get a chance, hit the like button, drop a comment, and if you get the opportunity, hit the subscribe. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra.